Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. I am Adanna Combie. Thank you so much for staying with us. We continue conversations this morning in studio as we speak with Mr. Akeem Stewart. You might know that name. Yes, he is a two-time Paralympic medalist. And we're talking about the road to Paralympic Games in Paris 2024. We also have in studio with us Mr. Wade Franklyn. You might also know that name. He is a coach for the Zenith Athletic Club. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome.
Morning.
Right. And so we're talking about the Paralympic Games in Paris, the road to the Games, which means the preparations, getting yourself ready, getting yourself fit, and getting all the support that is necessary to get there. What does it take to get you prepared for such a big championship? What does it take to get you ready, your frame of mind, physically, and all the other support that you need?
It takes a lot of mental preparation, physical preparation, and so far everything been going good. It was kind of rough at the beginning, but I'm just trying to take the best out of it right now and stay positive.
That's right. Of course, as you mentioned, your mental. So staying positive is very, very important to ensure that, you can put your best foot forward out there. How do you feel in yourself? Do you feel confident and do you feel comfortable with where you are in terms of all that you did to prepare to get you ready for the world stage?
Yeah, definitely. I've been training hard, leading up to this game. Had a little hiccup early in the season with my dad. He's not too well, not 100%, but still trying to take positive and dedicate the season for him.
That's right. And sometimes when you have something that you're working towards in terms of honoring somebody with your talents, it brings out the best in you. So I'm looking, I'm supporting you where that is concerned because I know it can be difficult, especially mentally. And so we will be rooting for you. We'll be supporting you and giving you that measure of emotional support to make sure that you can go through the phases. And I know that you have competed in competitions before. Before you take the stage to do what you have to do, what is your process in terms of getting ready to say, okay, this is my moment. I have 10 seconds before I get there to do what I have to do. What is your thought process? How do you prepare your mind, your body, and like, okay, Akeem, we're going to do this now?
Well, I'm not the type of person to pressure myself going into a competition. So I tend to start my distraction by playing games, talking to my friends, and making joke with my coach, trying to be comfortable and relaxed as possible going into the meet.
Absolutely. And what has been your experience in terms of participating in championships over the years? Because this is not your first rodeo. You've been around. So what is your experience in terms of when you started and where you are now? What has your progression been like?
It's been good. I started off finishing third, fourth, until I was number one in the world. I'm a world record holder. I'm in the Guinness Book of Records. And there's a lot more, but I have made a lot of progress mentally, and that is something that I'm really thankful for. Before going to competition, I had to study what people say back home or anywhere else, but now I'm a free-spirited person going into the event.
And it's the way you said that with such humility, you just like you just rolled off your tongue. Well, I'm a world record champion. I'm in the Guinness, like nothing, and yeah. I like that. And the fact that you mentioned that you try not to listen to the negative comments because we're coming out of a season of the traditional Olympics where we heard a lot of things happening because of for whatever reason. And sometimes those things can play on your mind. So I'm happy that you're able to filter out the noise, filter out the distraction, and focus on what you have to do in terms of competing. Mr. Franklyn, tell me, what is your role in all of this, and how do we get our son of the soil on an international stage to ensure he represents us in the best way possible?
Well, the thing about me being a coach, my job is really number one, to set a periodization chart, so I know exactly what I'm starting with and where the end product will be. So when we have that earlier part of the season is when we do all that strength work and technical work and so on. Because when coming down to the competition time like now, you don't want to be doing that kind of thing. You want to be concentrating more on getting competition ready. So my job is really to make sure that everything happens at the right timing, because you don't want the athlete to peak at the wrong time, because that has happened with some coaches. They train the athlete and they don't know the different training cycles. So you have to understand the training cycles, and that's one of the things that that I have really good. I understand the training cycle, so I know when to get you ready, when to have your peak and so on.
So this is all about strategy, strategizing and implementing the strategy.
Correct. Yeah.
And I guess this comes with practice.
Yeah.
You know, it takes time to develop your skills to get to that place. And so you are the guy responsible for ensuring that they don't peak at the wrong time, that they peak at the time they're supposed to peak, to ensure they deliver.
Yeah, because the worst thing is the athlete peaking before the major competition. No, sometimes you have lead-up competitions before where you're going to be, I wouldn't like to use the word experiment, but we're going to be getting yourself ready for the major competition, because the major competition is the most important one. So those lead-up ones is just for qualification. So you find that once you make the qualifying standard, your focus now is to prepare them for the major competition. You know?
Right, so they use that as a springboard to get themselves ready. I suppose after the performances from the pre-events, they kind of do an assessment.
Right, they do an assessment. And as I said, the assessment, we also do that. So we have like something like we will call a mock competition. So you have like that in training. So you put them into a competition mode, so that when they go to the major competition, like some people is a butterflies and they know the different things. So you're preparing them for that. Right? So that's basically what my job is, and to make sure that the mind is set and ready for the main competition.
Absolutely. And when do these championships begin, the Paralympic games?
I know it's supposed to begin on the 28th of August.
Okay.
It's supposed to end around the 10th.
All right. Of course, we'll be looking out. Akeem, what is the thing that you're looking forward to the most for these games?
Going out there, represent my country to the best of my ability, and come back with some sort of a hardware around my neck. I'm not predicting any colors, but I'm going to do my best. Absolutely.
And that is the most you can do. And the mindset of trying to do your best is what we're looking for. And it seems as if you have that, you kind of understand. There you are. And this is you putting this is what I like to see in sport. I like to see this. This tells me that, yes, I gave it my all. And this is what we want to see. This is what we want. This is what we love to see, and this is what we support. And even if you don't come with hardware, once you give them this that is on the screen now, that is what we're looking forward to. And we do hope, of course, that you are able to of course come back with the hardware as you mentioned, because we will celebrate with you either way. But we appreciate the efforts that you put out, and the pride, it's about pride, right? Giving your best and having the right to say, listen, I laid it all on the track, and so we wish you the very, very best as you go out. Is there anything you want to share with us before we close?
I just want to say thanks everyone who been supporting me during this season. It was rough, and I appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Coach?
Well, I just want to let people know that this competition is a very high-level competition. Some people really don't understand the level of this competition, because I could give you an example in Brazil. That was in, what year that was? When they had the Paralympics in Brazil, there was a situation where the guys who run the 1005, 4 of them would have beat the Olympic champion the time that they ran. And the Olympics has been just 2 weeks before the Paralympics. And they would have beat the Olympic champion.
Wow.
So people look at the competition as a low-level competition, but it is not. It is a very high, especially the category that you're in, competitive. It's very, very competitive.
Wow.
So I want people to look at it as a...
And give it the same measure of honor that they give the Olympics. Absolutely. Well, we will be here rooting for our own Akeem Stewart as he goes out there to represent Trinidad and Tobago, and more so Tobago, because he's a Tobago boy. And so we will support you there, and we wish you all the very, very best as you participate in the championships.
Thank you very much.
And ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Mr. Akeem Stewart, 2-time Paralympic medalist, and also Mr. Wade Franklyn, athletic coach there from Zenith Athletic Club, coming out of Tobago as they prepare for Paralympic Games in Paris 2024. We're so happy that you were able to stay with us even up until now. We have to go for a short break before we continue conversations in studio. And as we go for that break, we encourage you to help us. Share the live. Share the live. Share the live. We'll be right back.